Hi guys, welcome to the video. So today I got the Microsoft Surface Laptop 3 together with me in the box, and today we are basically going to do the unboxing of this device, and then we are also going to talk about this device, what it looks like, what it can do, what it can't do, and all of that stuff. Yeah, so don't get confused by the product name here. So it says Microsoft Surface Laptop, but this here is actually the Surface Laptop 3. The number of the generation is missing on the front, so you can see on the back that this here is the Microsoft Surface Laptop 3, which is the 13-inch model. I'm not pretty sure, but I think that this here is 13.5 inches big, so it's a bit bigger than 13. Yeah, I got the German version, and yeah, so as you can see, this device here has got the platinum color, and it has also got this Alcantara keyboard, just like the Surface Laptop 1 and the Surface Laptop 2. And I actually wanted to buy the Surface Laptop with the metal case because it looks much better and it can't get dirty with time, and it would also match my modern keyboard much better than this keyboard will do. But there is actually no platinum Surface Laptop 3 with a metal case, unfortunately. So there's the 15-inch version of the Laptop 3 with a metal keyboard on the platinum color, but the 15-inch version uses an AMD chip, unfortunately, which is worse than the Intel chip, which is built inside of the of this version here. So this was a bit unfortunate, so I had to get the one with the Alcantara keyboard, unfortunately. Yeah, so now let us talk about the specs. So this one here has got the Intel i5 processor, as you can see over here. It has got 128 gigs of SSD, which is not that much, but you can upgrade the SSD to a 512 gigs version if you want. And they are not that expensive, which is really nice. So you can get a 512 gigabytes SSD for like $90 or something like that. So they are not that expensive, which is really nice. But you need to keep in mind that this laptop uses a different type of SSD. So this is not, I mean, you cannot use all SSDs on this one here. These SSDs built on the Microsoft Surface Laptop and on the Pro X, they are like special SSDs, which are a bit smaller, like this size. Yeah, this version has got 8 gigs of RAM, which is the only downside of this laptop. So 8 gigs is quite okay for basic stuff, but I mean, with time you will see that your laptop is going to struggle if you open a lot of Chrome tabs or something like that. Yeah, so I think we have talked enough. I can see that we have already talked 3 minutes, which is way too much. So now let us unbox this device. Right. So this here is the upper case, and if you open the box, you will see the Surface Laptop itself directly in front of you. It has got a protection here. Then you will see the charger and some usual stuff which you always get if you buy a Microsoft product. Come on. So let's put this back inside. So we want to take a look at the laptop only. So as you can see, this here is the platinum color, and I really love the platinum color of Microsoft devices. I've also got the Microsoft Surface Pro 6, which has got the same color, and I've also bought the Alcantara type cover, which has got the same color. So let me open this now. All right, so this here is the laptop. So before I'm going to open the laptop, let's talk about the build quality. So it is made of metal from the outside. From the inside, it's made of Alcantara, as we've said already. On the left side, we got our ports. So you got one USB-A port, one USB-C port, and the headphone jack, which is nice to see. Yeah, and on the left side we got the Surface Connect port, which I'm a big fan of, because I've also got the Surface Dock over here, as you can see, and this product is a really great device. I mean, it's a bit overpriced, to be honest, but it works really nice and it's amazing. You can use the dock to connect a external monitor, which is really nice. But yeah, so now let us take the box by side first. Right, so now let's open the laptop. So here you can see this here is the laptop. It has got a really dark keyboard, as you can see. I mean, you can see that the colors, they do not match to the old design of Microsoft, which they have used on the modern keyboard over here. And it's way darker than the precision mouse, which I have over here, but it matches the color of the modern mouse here, and it also matches the color of the type cover of the Surface Pro device, which I have over here. But you can see that this one here is still lighter, this one is really dark. And yeah, so this is a nice thing actually, because you can't see the smudges that easily, and it cannot get scratched also. I mean, it's nice that they have chosen that they decided to go with a darker color. And yeah, right, so we've jumped to another direction of view. So this is the laptop, how it looks like when it's open. You can see that the screen is just like a mirror, so you can see me here, hello. It's really, really, really reflective, but I don't think that this is gonna be a big problem if you turn on the display, so let's do this now. So you need to press on the power button once in order to boot up the device. Alright, so the device has just booted up now, and it took like 1 minute or something like that. Yeah, so this here is the welcome screen of Windows, and you can see that the screen does not reflect me as much as it did before, so this is not a big problem, to be honest. The keyboards, they are backlit, as you can see, and it's already turned on by default. You can increase the brightness here to 3 levels, so you can adjust it by 3 levels, which is really nice. You can also adjust the brightness of the screen with these functional keys over here. And yeah, so let's take a look at the laptop's keys. So these are the functional keys of the laptop, as you can see. So they are basically the same which I've got on my Surface Pro over here. Yeah, so this is the trackpad. It's quite big compared to the one which I have on the Surface Pro over here, as you can see. So it's the perfect size, to be honest. I mean, the trackpad of the MacBook is a bit too big for my taste. So this here has got the perfect size for a trackpad, and it also clicks really, really nice. Of course, the haptic feedback of the MacBook is definitely better, but this here is definitely the best trackpad on a Windows laptop. Right guys, so I'm finished with the setup of Windows 10 here, as you can see, and yeah, so this here is the display of the Surface Laptop 3. It has got a really bright screen, as you can see, even though I think the screen of the Surface Pro is a bit brighter, but the screen in general is really nice. The colors are also really great, even though this here is not an AMOLED screen. And you can see pixels if you go really close to the screen, but you won't notice any pixels in a daily usage, because, I mean, you really need to get really close in order to be able to see the pixels of the screen. Right, guys, so now let us talk about the features of this laptop. So you know that the Microsoft Surface devices with the touchscreen, they all support the Surface Pen, and so does the Laptop 3. So as you can see, the pen works really great here on this device. You can also open OneNote and take some notes, but I think you can already guess the problem. So this device is not a 360 device. So this means that you can open the screen up to 135 degrees and it won't go further than that. So it's not easy to write on the screen of the Surface laptop because the screen does not lay on the table. This is the biggest problem which you got over here, and I also saw some people in university who tried to take notes together with OneNote on their Surface laptop, and I saw them struggling a lot with the screen. So as you can see, the screen wobbles a lot when you write on there, so you will always need to hold the screen and then write your notes, which is really uncomfortable. So this device is not meant for taking notes. So if you need to take notes, get a Surface Pro device, or even better, get the Surface Book. But the Surface Book has got the problem that it's a really big device, it's heavy, it's thick, and all that. This here is just a laptop. It looks stylish, more stylish than the Surface laptop, or more stylish than the Surface Book or the Surface Pro, but it hasn't got the features of the Surface Pro or the Surface Book. So this is what you need to keep in mind. This device here has also the ability to take notes, or at least to write some small notes on some PDFs probably, but it is not meant to write whole pages together with the Surface Pen. And yeah, so this is definitely something which you need to keep in mind. Right, so now let us test the hardware of the Surface Laptop 3. So let's go to YouTube. I want to test out the speakers. So this here is a normal copyright-free music track by Kevin MacLeod, and the loudspeakers, they are on 50% right now, and the sound quality is pretty decent, as you can hear it. The nice fact is that the sound comes directly from the keyboard, so the sound is coming from here, and therefore the keyboard has got you can see that the keyboard is not that stable. So you can see that it bends a little bit over here when you press a little bit harder on there, but that's just because of the loudspeakers which are set underneath the keyboard. So now let us set the volume to 75%. And the sound quality is still pretty good, so now let's go way up to 100. So the speakers are really loud compared to my Surface Pro 6 here. I mean, they sound decent and they don't struggle even at 100% here, as you were able to see. Yeah, so the speakers are great. So now let us talk about the keyboard. So I forgot to talk about that. So as I've told you already, there's a bending stage here when you press on the middle of the keyboard because of the speakers underneath the keyboard, but you actually don't feel this travel. So it has got normal keys. They are pretty much the same which we have on the modern keyboard, or which we also have on the Surface laptop, but this one here feels a bit better than the one which we have here on the Pro 6. So this keyboard is a really nice keyboard. I like to type on it, so it feels really nice. Yeah. So of course everybody has got their own opinions on keyboards, on trackpads, and so on. So I like the trackpad to be like that, and I like the keyboards to be like that. So I really like the keyboards and the trackpads of Microsoft. So they are really satisfying to me. Of course everybody has got their own opinion, and yeah, right. Right, I think that should be everything. There's nothing to talk about, I think. So we have talked about the screen, we have talked about the speakers, the keyboard, the build quality, the trackpad. The touchscreen is also really responsive, as you can see, so no problems there. There's also this tablet mode, which is probably not that necessary on a laptop, but as you can see, it also works quite well here on the Surface laptop. All in all, this is a really nice and neat device. And yeah, that's it.